All right, it's that time of year again. Time for what? The 6th or 10th lab report, the second test, another homework assignment. It's that time of year, right? But it's also the second week of Lent. We're supposed to be digging into our relationship with God, right? We're supposed to be digging into prayer, fasting, almsgiving. But we have all this work to get done. And it's another work that we've been obligated to do, that we've committed ourselves to by our work or being students. It could be stuff that we've been voluntold to do, because that's always a good time. But we have all this stuff to get done, but it's still Lent. How do we hold all these together? I know this is a big struggle for me. There's so much to do that my first response is to just dig into the work, right? It's not necessarily to run to the chapel. How do we hold all this together? There's so much good stuff to get done. And I think that our way to approach it needs to be out of humility. This might sound a little strange, but I'm not talking about humility in terms of thinking, oh, I'm not as good as you, or or I can't do this because I'm not good enough, or whatever. That's not really humility. I think this is the humility of recognizing the reality of who we are and accepting that. And if we're to look into that, well, what better example do we have than Jesus, right? Jesus who was born to a human family, who was a child, who grew up in a family, who worked with his hands and supported that family, who walked the earth, and who loved his friends, right? We have the example of Jesus, who chose to be crucified and die for love of us and love of his Father. But I think it takes even more faith than accepting that we are made in his image and likeness, to accept that because of that fact, because we're made in his image and likeness, that same desire that Jesus had for his Father is in each of us as well. It's burned deep into our souls. Our hearts yearn to give themselves away. And while I can say that sometimes I can trust my work and give myself to it more than I do God, that desire for him is burned into my heart. And it's that which I need to nurture and let grow this Lent. So let's ground ourselves in that. And whether we're feeling the fervor of divine fire and are ready to throw ourselves into prayer, or if we're not at all, if we're not feeling that fervor at all, let us be diligent in prayer. Let us pour out our hearts and our souls to God. Pour out our hopes, our dreams, our plans, our frustrations, our sorrows. Let's pour it out to the Lord. Let's be faithful to him, who is the fulfillment of all our desires.